imagine it's just a big liability.
It could be.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, with big liabilities comes big profit.
Who could forget that Peter Parker's uncle's quote, old Ben Parker, with great liability comes great pedophile profit. Picture in your mind right now what Pornhub would do next that would maybe be somewhat damning. It's worse than that. That brings us to this Mug Club Undercover. Okay, so MindGeek is this parent company, right, that we have to kind of be consistent with. So there's a software engineer here, a guy named Sean Morier, spoke with Sound Investigations, and you can go and please do go and support them, about how Pornhub's relaxed advertising, their standards, could allow rapists, human traffickers to run ads. But here's the thing. I want you to watch to the end of this video because ignorance is clearly not a defense here, and that's what's most troubling.
I know we have some detection software, but I don't think it's anything about, there's no consensuality. We don't really look into that, I think. But I could be wrong. So I'm aware of the processes that we apply to the videos and to our own ads, and I don't think any of them like really look at consensuality.
Consensuality?
Like basically people's consent. Consensuality kind of makes, I don't know if it's a real word, but...
yeah, that might be a word.
Anyways, the consent of the people in the video, I don't think we look into that, which is kind of another good question. You should work for my company. You're posing really good questions.
I mean, do you think like human traffickers or like rapists are running ads on Traffic Junkie because
human trafficking would make sense.
Like if someone took a video of someone like not even their face, maybe it was like a 14-year-old girl or something, you just wouldn't know. You wouldn't be able to identify them. And if you ran an ad, like, you'd probably get away with it.
I think through our standard procedures it would pass through.
I imagine it's just a big liability.
It could be.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, with big liabilities comes big profit.
Who could forget that Peter Parker's uncle's quote, old Ben Parker, with great liability comes great pedophile profit. Now that by itself is pretty bad.
Yeah.
Okay. And then there were also some calls that had taken place with Traffic Junkie, the customer service line, and their Pornhub's advertising arm. So Traffic Junkie advertising arm, this is their customer service line. I'm just kind of giving you the players here. It all connects back to Pornhub, though, to be clear. So they confirmed when they were called that users were not punished for uploading underage content.
Hello, thanks for calling Traffic Junkie. I'm Naomi. How can I assist you today?
Do I need to provide documentation when I go through the uploading process?
Oh, no.
As far as documentation for identification at the uploading process, you say, no, that's not required.
Yeah, it is not.
If something does slip by and perhaps there's an underage model in there, you guys will email us and notify us.
Yes.
You won't report us to like the authorities or the police.
Yes. Telling it to the authorities are not part of our job as well.
But you won't contact the authorities.
Yeah. We don't.
By the way, it is part of your job. In the United States, companies are legally required to report child sex abuse or any pornographic material. They're required to. That is your business. And they asked them many, many times. No, just to be clear, the authorities will not be reached. Reached will never be the authorities. They could not have been more clear about that. Yeah. And think about this in comparison to YouTube, where we've done Change My Minds in interviews with people who have given consent, signed releases, and then afterward didn't like the way that they came off, and YouTube removes it.
Yeah.
Right? Strikes. They say, hold on, this person says they don't want to be there anymore. First off, it's within the boundaries of the law. As a matter of fact, it is required if you are a public utility, if you are a platform, to allow this by law. Here's them on camera. We would do it where we ask them on camera to spell their name and say to the camera, and then we also have written forms. And YouTube rejected all of it. So you can't do anything here when it's child pornography on one of the biggest websites in the world? I'm not buying it. And this is also why Sound Investigations, they've been doing incredible work. 26 attorneys general have issued a release asking Pornhub for answers.
It's a good start.
To be clear. Sound Investigations, Arden Young, she'll be on the show here in just a moment. She gave a congressional briefing on the findings. And, of course, what does that mean? They're now facing lawsuits. Hey, how about the people face lawsuits for the child porn?
Yeah, instead of coming after Sound Investigations, maybe just clean this up. And by the way, it's not that they can't do anything about it. They choose not to. And I know that's what you were inferring there, but they choose not to because it gets in the way of profits. And we're actually talking about child sex slavery, revenge porn, rape. Like, it is, if there is any fight that we can all unite behind, it's this.
Yeah.
And this company just chooses not to do it because it gets in the way of profits. Documentation, no, that means we might get in trouble then because we know what we're doing.
Do you know what I think a big part of it is? I think a big part of the reason that places like Pornhub get away with it is there's shame all around. So people are afraid. So you have people on the left because they're all pro-sexual revolution, pro-sex work. They know that this is where it ends up going. And so they don't really want to touch it. Yeah. And then you have people who are conservative, who are Christians, who are obviously everyone is a hypocrite because you like seeing naked ladies. And so a lot of them watch pornography, are ashamed of it. So they don't want to come out because they're afraid that they'll be outed. So everyone is afraid of of being held to a standard that they cannot reach. And so they don't do the right thing. That's where you end up with an entire society turning a blind eye. That's kind of how you end up with a lot of people. You know, Germany for a long time didn't want to acknowledge that the Holocaust even happened.
Right. Not
comparing Pornhub to the Holocaust. But what I am saying is people on the left don't want to acknowledge this because it's a product of their making, the Hugh Hefner, the Kinseys of the world. And then a lot of people on the right don't because they go, well, hold on a second. What if someone says, hey, yeah, gets me to stand, have you ever watched porn? And the answer is yes. And then they lose their nonprofit funding because it's a character indictment. Look, everybody likes looking at naked women, okay? Any man in 2023 who says that they have not struggled with pornography to some degree is lying because it is thrust in front of every single person's face, okay? You can be anti-porn and also like looking at naked ladies. So everyone out there, grow a pair and stop asking for lawsuits. Start doing it. Sorry, Nick.
No.
Anyway, all right.
I don't struggle with it. I'm on it 18 hours. Yes. I feel no struggle.
Like a pinball machine. He's setting the high score.
That's not how it works.
So here to talk about this more from Sound Investigations, and she's actually been out here now a couple of times.
Yeah,
lovely lady. Keep your comments tasteful. We'll read your chat after. Arden Young. Arden, thank you for being with us. Can you see me, hear me?
Yes. Can you see me and hear me?
Yes, I can. Now, I'm saying our viewers like you. They say they're tasteful, but they think you're cute. Okay.
Very nice.
Our audience has good taste, and I apologize that you probably have too much of a close-up on here. All right. So walk us through these latest findings. We just covered it. Is there anything that I've misrepresented or gotten wrong? Because obviously I'm not on the ground, but it seems pretty bad with the, no confirmation, no verification, child pornography, that liability can be profitable, and of course, revenge porn. It seems to me that ignorance can no longer be a defense.
Right. So, yeah, you had it right. Basically, there's just a lack of agent consent verification in the pornographic ads that run across ALO platforms, which is the parent company of PornHub. We're being told that underage is actually just subjective. They'll be the judge of that on their end. No documentation, no ID is required for models and ads. They're just blindly trusting their advertisers, essentially, because that's how they make most of their money. There's a lack of accountability for advertiser uploads. So it's like a don't ask, don't tell policy. Like, our policy is that you can't upload illegal content, but we also won't ask you and we won't suspend you, and we also won't tell the police.
Can I rewind a little bit? Did you say that they argued that age of consent is subjective?
They argued that when you don't have verification of the model's age or consent, that you're just judging based on a face or a body, so it is subjective in nature.
Yeah.
So they decide that on their end.
Oh, okay.
They told me.
So in other words, if it's a kid in a sailor suit with a propeller cap, like, your guess is as good as mine. I have no idea.
No idea.
Wow. Because it seems that there's a law with that. But I guess if you're not following the law and verifying age, then you say it's subjective because you don't have verified age. But it's not subjective if you're actually following the law, because just like, buying a pack of cigarettes. For crying out loud. If I want to buy a pack of Cools and stab my classmate, I need ID. Now, you recently spoke to Congress. What was that discussion about? And let me ask you this. Do you actually have a lot of hope that it will achieve something? Because this is one thing for me. There's a lot of grandstanding that takes place. I'm wondering why there haven't been serious legal ramifications yet. Seems like that threshold has been crossed.
Right. So the entire experience of briefing Congress was fantastic. I really do feel encouraged and very hopeful. There's at least one congressional office looking to enact real change. I wish I could say more and I wish I knew more. So when I do have updates, you guys are going to be the absolute first people to know.
Okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And I do hope if there's anything we can do to put some pressure. I mean, they don't always like us because eventually we call and go, hey, ring, ring. Yeah. Are you doing shit? And they're like, well, we talked. You saw me do this great questioning. It got 500,000 plays on Twitter. I'm like, Are you doing anything yet? So, speaking of people doing things that are actually official with real-world consequences, you've been threatened with lawsuits. Have they developed beyond threats? And can you give us any insight onto that?
Yeah, we've been threatened legally twice. No actual lawsuits have happened against us yet. I don't think they want to engage with us in that way just because it would be really, really bad for them.
Yeah.
Not only legally, but it could open them up to discovery, and I don't think they want that.
I think you're right. I don't think they want that. Hey, Jill, let me ask you. I know the mayor of Nashville and MNPD talked a big game. They sued us yet?
No.
No, they run the investigation yet? They charge us with crimes yet?
Haven't even so much as called us yet.
They grabbed the whistleblower yet?
No.
No, they just laid off people without pay who were in the police force and screwed.
Yeah, they got that one wrong.
So we're kind of in the same boat.
Yeah. So Arden, was this just like a cease and desist letter? Like, hey, we did some interviews and found out you went on more dates. Can you please not release those videos? Is it something kind of like that?
Yeah, there are a couple letters that demand that we remove all the videos and I forget. Oh yeah, save all of our records. Of course, we did that. We're not going to take down any of the videos. They're claiming that, we non-consensually recorded and uploaded videos.
Well, hold on. Consent is really just in the eye of the beholder, I thought. I mean, it's subjective.
Wow.
In their latest statement to us, actually, last night, they accused us of operating illegally, which is completely false. So technically, I believe we have grounds for a defamation suit now.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
That's
yeah. And my guess is you're probably not going to be pursuing that because you're more interested in pursuing their actual crimes, correct?
That's correct. Yeah. But look, if we have to sue ALO for defamation, maybe we will.
It could be a roundabout way of doing it. Let me ask you this before you go: are you working on anything outside of PornHub? Because I know you have a lot of people here from this program and Mug Club who want to support you and kind of be kept up to date.
Well, thank you so much. Right now, I'm exclusively focused on following through with the Pornhub expose. We still have more videos to release. We still are very intent on working with lawmakers to get new laws passed and existing laws enforced. But people can keep up with me on Twitter at Arden_Young_ or the Sound Investigations Twitter page as well. We'll be posting all the updates on there.
Why do you have to have an underscore after your last name? Is there some prick sitting on Arden_Young?
Yeah, someone has Arden_Young, and I think they're all dudes too. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Is Arden a guy's name? I don't know.
Arden is a male name. I think it's Irish.
Well, I don't know. I didn't verify your birth certificate, so it could go either way. So that's where they can go, donate, help you out. Sound Investigations. They can follow you individually.
Yeah, soundinvestigations.com. Support is so appreciated. We are completely self-funded, and the founder doesn't even take a salary. He's my hero.
Mine was Teddy Roosevelt. But Arden, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We appreciate it, and please do keep us updated.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, this has been Arden Young, everybody. Now, hold on a second, before everybody gets mad. Teddy Roosevelt, because of living the strenuous life. I don't like that he expanded the federal government, even though he's a Republican. Yeah, just
Did he
sorry.
really?
exactly. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, the national parks and stuff. Although that's not that bad. National parks, Yellowstone's nice.
Yeah.
But he was sickly as a child, and then he grew the facial hair, and he lived the robust.
He went hunting. And
I appreciate as an individual, not as a politician.
Grew up the country.
as opposed to the other jack off in the chair. He didn't.
The other Roosevelt, yeah. He wanted it. He was the original virtue signaler. They're like, you want us to oil your wheels? No, let it squeak. Let it squeak.
What are you afraid of?
Don't you feel when you're watching Biden these last 3 years, it's like if we were watching FDR, if he was too proud to use his chair.
Except FDR was at least sharp mentally.
Yeah, I was about to say he could string.
No, I'm just saying physically.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. I mean, the only reason he came in was because they created Hoover Town. So, one of those.
Hooverville.
In Hooverville. So I'm trying to think of the order. Anyways, the sequence doesn't matter. But Teddy Roosevelt, cool guy. Tomorrow, 8:30, we will have this, the great state debate stream, 8:30 Eastern. We will live fact check it. We will have drinking games. Nick DiPaolo is going to be here. I will tell you this. The latest town halls, they just get increasingly just tiresome for us.
Yeah.
This one, I know we're all really excited about. It is the perfect dynamic where we can focus on Gavin Newsom and really, really fact check the lies. Yeah. And that'll be a lot of fun with the drinking game. Nick is, look, go see his I know he doesn't have any dates right now, but you can watch his show daily. There's no one better to be sitting next to us here, even after a couple of Captain Morgans and Coke. So
best part.
We're going to continue. We're going to do a segment on Disney right now. They're losing money.
And?
No.
Good.
And what?
They don't care.
Oh, I thought you were going to say and there was another segment.
It sucks.
And that's how you know it's pure propaganda.
Yes.
Yes.
That's
it's not even just a profit motive.
Nope.
It's in spite of a profit motive.
It's right. You just have to look at ESPN and go, look at.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a write-off, whatever. It's just pure. The message is the thing.
Yep.
Oh, quiet. When I'm in a bar, I'm like, oh, there's a Native American woman with a headdress talking to a black guy about the Ravens defense.
Wait, hold on a second. Let me switch it to ESPN2. More women fighting. Wow.
Yeah. By the way, we do have a statement from not to bring up right now. We're going to talk about it in Mug Club. A statement from PornHub that I think will be.
Let me talk to that.
No.
Let me talk to your manager.
Watch Louder with Crowder live Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern.